chose to defend, so obviously the Pride won the toss. You ready?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Welcome to Albany High School, where tonight's matchup between the Bayou Vipers from Springfield take on the Louisiana Pride right here in Albany Stadium. And the Pride won the toss, deferred. Vipers
No, they won. They'll receive.
They'll receive, excuse me. So they will take the football first. This is a matchup that a few weeks ago they played each other. The Vipers knocked the Pride off by a couple of scores. So a little revenge on the mind for the Pride tonight.
A low-scoring game too, and that's something you don't normally see in this league is a low-scoring game. But yes, in the Southern Elite Football League, generally they try to make the scoreboard look like a pinball machine, and that's not how it was in that first contest. This is what they're billing as the Battle of I-12, kind of a takeoff of the Albany-Springfield high school rivalry. And Daryl, you'll see a lot of players on both teams that some have played for Albany, some have played for Springfield, and you got some other players from the area as well. The Pride, they are 3-6, but they will be in the playoffs. They are going to be off next week. In 2 weeks, they're either going to be heading to Jackson to take on the Knights, or they will be heading, well, back down Highway 43 to take on these same Vipers. The Vipers, with a win and a win next week, they clinch the number 2 seeds. That's a pretty good football team across the way.
Well, and one thing about it is, anytime you get a chance to knock off your rival, they don't want them to be the number 2 seed. So you're going to see a lot of effort out of the Pride tonight as they look to knock off the Vipers here. It is a hot afternoon.
Yes. It is 88 degrees is what it says. I'm thinking it's warmer than that. Now, we did the smart thing. That's something we didn't do a few weeks ago. We ended up bringing mosquito repellent because I got a feeling they're going to be out in full force. You left it downstairs.
It's downstairs in the press box. Butch stole it.
Now, there's one thing that's going to be noticeable. We've done home games here before, and normally you hear the voice of Cody Hardy. He is the PA voice of the Pride. Cody's not with us tonight, so we don't have to worry about the speaker blowing us out. The clock operator is Mr. Butch Lee. We've known him quite well. And your camera operator is Mr. Malcolm Wagner. Head coach of the Pride is Randy Whitney. Randy is flying solo tonight. Both of his assistants, Charlie King, is ill, and his Louis Sanzovich, his offensive coordinator, was unable to make it. So one thing that we saw in the one game that you and I have done before, we saw some inconsistency at quarterback. He's made a change. He's going to have Shaq Smith, who ironically played at Springfield.
And Smith, we saw the one game I was here, played center, played running back, played multiple positions. Tonight will be the quarterback. He is a tough young man. We saw him with a great run the last time we were here. And so, we'll see if he can put it together at quarterback for him tonight.
Well, let's hope some of the injuries have taken their toll. Let's hope some of the players have starting to come back. One of those being is number 7, Nino Aaron Hilliard. He was a deep snapper in the first game, but last game we saw, he had some troubles with an injury. Let's hope he's back. Speaking of back, who's back deep to receive for the Pride? I think we have Smith back deep, do we not?
No.
Oh, okay. Must be 3 then, whoever.
3 is Ledbetter.
Or is that
3.
1? No.
It looks like number 1, which would be Damian Morgan, is set back deep. Smith is one of the up backs. And we saw in the last ball game that Morgan is a big play threat for the Pride, and so they want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible. Pretty wise to put him back there.
He's got a pick 6 already this year. Well, already. We're in the last game of the year. But he's got a pick 6 this year, and he's had a couple of good returns on kicks as well. The officials, of course, are always from the Hammond Association. There are 5 of them. We are at Jesse Fletcher Memorial Stadium here at Albany for the season finale for the Pride with the Vipers, the Bayou Vipers, of course, from Springfield. Don't know much about them. We don't have a roster. So it's not that we don't want to give these guys their credit, but unfortunately we cannot tell you who they are.
So number 9 will be kicking off. And once again, we said Morgan set back deep. Let's see if he can kick it deep enough to get it back there. Onside kick. Onside kick recovered by number 22, which is Antonio Marshall. So great field position on the Viper side of the 50-yard line to start the game for the Pride. And this is one of those situations early in the ball game when they give you that field position, you got to take advantage here.
There you go. It's the inconsistency at quarterback that the Pride have had all season long. Why not? I mean, what do you have to lose? Now, if you look at last week, they went over and they played the same Hurricane team that beat them here a few weeks ago. They lost 45-6, but it was 14-6 at halftime. They traveled to Acadiana with only 17 players. 3 got injured, so they ended with 14. Again, travel in this league it's a dice roll at best.
Waiting for the chain gang to get set up here, and now they'll blow the play clock. And it looks like they'll have to keep the play clock
Yeah, the play clock
on the field.
Yeah, the play clock defaults to 25. So unfortunately, there is no play clock that we can see. The game clock will be at 15 minutes. The game clocks on the high school scoreboards will go up to 15 minutes, but the play clocks will not go up to 30 seconds. And it's just odd not hearing Cody Hardy.
Antonio Marshall, the lone setback. Smith under center. 3 receivers. Fumbles the snap. Marshall picks up. He's going to get to the outside and pick up positive yards. Leaps over 1 defender and will pick up about 6.
2 plays. Marshall's heads up on both of them. He covers the onside kick. He also covers a loose ball in the backfield. He ends up getting 6 yards.
And, you know, the last time we were here, we saw the Pride out of the shotgun having a lot of trouble getting that center to quarterback exchange. Snapped it over the head quite a few times. Now under center, they fumbled the first one. So that's something they're going to have to clean up real quick.
And let's see who generally if the center is if they're going with the shotgun, most time I noticed it was always number 7, Hilliard.
Smith this time from the shotgun on 2nd and 4.
The dial-it-down guy is 3 yards back.
Smith looking to throw, releases the football, lofts it over, and wildly overthrown and picked off by number 24. He'll return it up the left side. He's across the 25, hit, and will be taken down at about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, he just floated that one. He almost could have fair caught that ball. He just got a lot of air under it, and that's not what you want to see on your first pass play.
No, when you're on 2nd and 4 like that with great field position, you would have wanted to see something real short, just get a completion, get him some confidence under his belt. They elect to go deep, and it's picked off, and now here come the Vipers.
Don't know much about the Vipers, but we do know they do have the chance to clinch the number 2 seed, and that would mean hosting playoff games. They have a game against the Predators next week. As it looks like we're looking here on the sidelines, looks like Pops left his helmet. Looks like one of the youngsters had to go get it for him. That's one of the key players for the Pride, number 6. We can't talk enough about him. He's in his 50s. He's out there on this field.
Timeout on the field. So Vipers will have it 1st down and 10 from their own 24-yard line. They gave him a little extra yardage there.
I'm just trying to understand why the visitors make an interception and they take a timeout with 1 minute 2 seconds in the ball game.
And now we'll get the official blowing dead, waiting to get the chain gangs straight. And once again, these are volunteers working the chain gang, so the officials have to really keep an eye on them.
Yeah, these are generally players that are hurt. The Coach Whitney sends them to the other side.
Shotgun formation for the Vipers. Inside handoff, right up the gut, a little bit of a hole, stacked up, but he'll still pick up about 3. Nice gang tackling there at about the 27.
I noticed one of the big guys on the line, Ockert, is normally he occupies that tackle position. He's sitting there. He's taking a knee at about the 37-yard line. I know he got hurt early in the year. Also, I don't see Denver Ballard out there. Those are 2 of your big tackles. Look for the Vipers to take advantage of that.
Looked like big number 73, Reggie Brock, in on the tackle.
Actually, it was only a gain of 2. It looked like he got a little farther than that.
They mark him down at the 26, so it will be 2nd down and 8. Low snap again, same play, inside handoff, a nice little cutback, but more yardage this time. And we get a flag coming in late.
Also got some pushing and shoving, so we may see more flags because obviously that happens a lot at this level.
Looks like he would have had the 1st down, and they're going to get a face mask against the Pride.
And
so
there
that's
goes another
tack
flag.
On.
Somebody said something, so that's going to probably tack on another 15 after that because that's a dead ball. And that's frustration. It's been a long season.
The officials will sort this one out. We know there was a face mask on the play, which will tack on yardage at the end of the run. And then there was a dead ball foul. We'll see who that's against. Either way, it'll be 1st down for the Vipers. Personal foul, face mask will be 15 yards. And then a dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct will add on another 15. That's going to bring the ball all the way down to the Pride 35-yard line. So mental mistakes here early for the Pride.
Yeah. They recovered the onside kick. They had themselves in good field position to start off. They actually got a lucky bounce on a fumble in the backfield, and it's been all downhill since then. And interception. They did make one stop on 1st down for a short gain, but Look at them now.
Have put themselves in a little bit of hole. Let's see if the defense can hold them out here. 2 minutes gone here on the opening quarter. Vipers looking to throw. Nice little curl in pattern, complete. Good tackle out there by Morgan as he holds on enough to get him down, but it will be a gain of 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 5.
You know, I think that's the only way I would want to throw on Morgan is on a curl like that, because if he gets his hands on something, he's gone.
And, you know, that's the kind of the route we were hoping the Pride would have went on 2nd and 4 there, established a little momentum early, but they elected to go deep and turn it over, and now here the Vipers are putting it in the other direction.
Good thing he held on. He had some help behind him, but that would have been a 1st down. Had the receiver gotten loose there.
Vipers take their time coming out the huddle, 2nd down and 5. And not sure who the quarterback is, but he's a pretty big fella back there. Looks to saying 6'3", 6'4".
Also got some size there. Well, they should have an offsides penalty here.
Quarterback rolls out, telling the receiver to go deep. Here he's going to be forced out, and bad angle, and he'll pick up a solid 10 yards and another 1st down.
Yeah, it looked like 54 was going to have him in the backfield. He just made a little move, got away from Terrell Lewis, and he ends up getting out of bounds, moving the sticks, stopping the clock with 11:46 to go here in the 1st quarter play.
Looks like he might have just misjudged the speed a little bit, took the wrong angle, and the quarterback was able to get to the outside and pick up an extra 6 yards. So it'll be 1st down and 10 inside the red zone for the first time.
And I know we say this every game, but we just like to remind you that, again, these are NFL rules. Even though they got out of bounds, as soon as the sticks are set, they start the play clock and they start the game clock, so we're at 11 and a half minutes here in the 1st.
Two backs in the backfield this time. Once again, inside handoff. Got a little bit of a hole off the right side. Still on his feet. Finally knocked down inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, he changed his mind. He was going out right. He decided to come back in the middle. That's where he was met by Pops. Takes him down for a gain of about 3 yards.
Also in on tackle, number 24, Steven Jackson. So it'll bring up 2nd down. Looks to be about 6.
Tell you what, if I'm the Vipers, I'm running behind big number 73. That's a big old boy. And again, the Pride missing some beef up front. You don't see Denver Ballard out there. You don't see Seth Ockert.
This time he hands to the other running back and showing some power there as he gets down to about the 7-yard line, maybe the 8, and it'll be close to a 1st down.
And again, the dial-it-down guy's about 5 yards off.
Looking at the official, he may be about a half yard shy.
Yeah, about that. Obviously, I would see no problem with play action here if I'm quarterback. Then again, with his size, just roll him out.
Well, definitely in 4-down territory, so you will probably see him run the football here.
Yeah.
They've had a little bit of success so far tonight running the football.
One time they've dropped back, he rolled out and picked up the 1st down himself.
Good snap, looking to throw. Another curl in to the outside. And a completion down to the 4-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Morgan forces him out of bounds.
Interesting, the 2 times they were throwing the best corner. Of course, they don't throw, the receiver stops whenever they throw the ball, obviously. But they throw in the best corner, and that's not something it's not something you see too often.
Well, if you notice, though, number 13 for the Vipers has a little bit of size advantage over Morgan, so he's basically just boxing him out like in basketball, turn around, posting up, and he's putting the football right where it needs to be, and they've completed 2 of them so far. 1st and goal.
From what I understand, Morgan works 2 jobs and is a full-time student, so he's out here literally for the love of the game.
Pressure coming up the middle. Now the quarterback will roll right. He needs to get rid of this football, and he does. Just throws it out of bounds.
See, that was one rule I wish they would change. Obviously, let them throw the ball away, but at least make it land in bounds so the defense has a chance. Why just give them a free play? That makes no sense.
Well, I think the reason they do that, when the quarterback's order on the field, ticket sales go
No,
down.
I totally
at the
understand
NFL level,
that,
that's
yeah.
what it is. And they want to protect the quarterbacks. If you've noticed over the last 10 years, every rule that comes out favors the offense.
Yeah.
favors the offense. They want high-scoring games because it puts people in the seats.
But you know what is a joke? The extra point rule, they say that they're talking about player safety, moving the extra point back to the 17-yard line. How many injuries do you see on an extra point?
Not very many.
I've never seen an injury on an extra point that didn't include a block.
Throwing the fade pattern to the corner, but we get a flag down.
And I'm glad that they did.
And it looks like we're going to get a legal procedure against the Vipers. And it really amazes me. You get first and goal from the 4-yard line and you just want to throw the foot. It's almost like you just want to show that you could throw the football when they have yet to be stopped for less than 2 or 3 yards every time they've run it.
Well, this is a developmental league, and people like to catch eyes, but I don't see a whole lot of scouts here. I mean, let's be honest. To me, you want to win the ball game. But actually, I was speaking to Coach Whitney a couple of weeks ago. The Canadian Football League, they are known to take players from developmental leagues, but you've got to have video. And he said he's gotten 4 teams that are interested in some of the video. You can send them all the stats you want, but you can make up stats. You can't make up video. So hopefully some of our players will get some looks.
Second down and goal. Ball backed up to the 9-yard line. Now they run it inside, and it's going to be caught from behind there. Nice job. We have a flag on the play. Trying to catch the number here.
Yeah, it's about the 7-yard line. Morgan
looks to be likely number 90, which is Leo Jones. Caught him from behind.
Well, whatever it is, they're signaling decline. Was it an illegal shift maybe or what? It was on the receiver. Oh, it was offsides on the offense.
And that's something you just don't see very often. The receiver lined up offsides. Normally you'll see them look and check with the official to make sure they're on sides. Obviously he didn't do it this time, and he threw the flag.
Well, wouldn't that be a dead ball foul then?
Yes.
Okay, I'm all for it. It's a loss. That should bring up third down now. Or are they telling them you can't decline the penalty? I think that's what it is. They're backing about 5 yards.
Well, you can't decline a dead ball penalty.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I saw the white hat doing this, doing the decline to Randy Whitney. I was wondering there.
So anyway, the ball will now be backed up to about the 13-yard line, where it will be second down and goal. Here he goes to throw. Looking to the corner, big receiver out there.
Oh.
And we got a flag down.
Oh, come on. They got 2 of them. You got to let them play there.
Let's see what the call is.
I mean, he turned around. He was looking at the ball. I just don't know how you can call that.
I'm wondering if it wasn't a receiver pushing off, but we'll get the call in just a second.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
You see some of the Pride players pointing the other direction. That's what they're thinking anyway.
Yeah, let's look for the white hat. He's pass interference.
It is offensive pass interference, and this one they will decline, bringing up third down and goal. So right now the Pride kind of getting a break here.
And not knowing the personnel on the other side, if they don't have a kicker, it's a 29-yard.
Obviously he did not. He took the penalty, and they back him up 15, so it'll still be second and goal.
From the 27. All right. Well, they may have a kicker then. He may have been trying to take them out of field goal range. So basically, they've netted at 8 yards after the 30 yards and penalties that they had. Gotta love semi-pro football, huh, Randy? Not Randy, excuse me, Darryl.
The Vipers shooting themselves in the foot after a first and goal on the 4-yard line. Now they have second and goal from the 29. Quarterback drops the throw, got time, throws it deep. Pretty good coverage out there in the ball.
Yeah,
he's asking for a penalty. That ball was uncatchable.
No.
Flew 5-10 yards out of bounds, so it will bring up third down and goal.
Yeah, that's what you hate about today's. And I'm not calling him this, but today's receivers are prima donnas. If they don't catch the ball, they were automatically They were automatically interfered with, and obviously the officials weren't going to have anything to do with that. So again, last home game for the Pride. Hopefully we set up a rematch in 2 weeks down in Springfield on the 15th.
6 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. It is third down and goal from the 29-yard line.
How many times have you ever said that in your broadcasting career? Looks like we've got a player coming in late with his pads, but hopefully he gets in some playing time. When we were walking in, we found out one of the players, and I don't remember who it is has just signed to play with the Texas Arena League team.
Plenty of time. Nice pocket. Throws the ball over the field and overthrows it. Should have been picked off, but it was dropped by Jacob Breeden. Nevertheless, brings up fourth and goal, but that one hit him right in the hands. And You know the old saying, that's why they play defense and not offense.
Yeah. He'd have been there to probably lay the wood on the receiver had he gotten it. But obviously, you don't normally think somebody's going to have a kicker who would make this at this level. So they're probably going to end up going for it here.
Oh, absolutely, they're going for it, and it is up to the Pride now. You just don't want to make a mistake here. You don't want to make a penalty and give them a first down.
Yeah.
Keep everything in front of you and make the tackle, and you'll get the football back with no harm done.
Almost a prevent defense is what you're playing right now.
Absolutely.
You're going to have the Hilliards at end and tackle here. No, actually, end and linebacker here.
Pretty good pressure coming up the middle. They're going to force the quarterback out to the outside. They're not going to be able to run him down. He's going to throw the ball. It would have been incomplete anyway, and we get a late flag, and hopefully that's not going to be a
There's one here, too. They got two
personal foul because it would give them a first down.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Not sure if they hit the quarterback going out of bounds, but let's see what the call is.
I think that's what it's going to be. You see where the official's marking the ball at or the flag at about the 26, 27-yard line.
And we talked about that, not making that mental mistake that gives them a first down. And if this is a late hit out of bounds, that's exactly what's going to happen here.
And that's the run and shoot yourself in the foot defense there is what that is. Let's see what the official call is here, the white hat.
He's making his way over where we can see him.
Well, let's see what he's got. He sure is taking his own time.
Well, they're already
Personal
marking the
foul.
ball off inside the 15. And that's an automatic first down at the 11-yard line. It'll be first down and 10.
He said number 3, so that would be Ledbetter. Must have hit him out of bounds.
And I see it's not going to be a first and goal. The chains are on the ground over there. I don't know where the chain gang went, so they're going to have to wait and get them in, so they're not going to snap this ball yet.
Yeah, it's an automatic first down, obviously. From the 27, it should be at the 12. Like I said, the joys of semi-pro football here on Action News 17. It's hard to believe that we've already seen 10 games. As they're trying to stop the clock here.
First down and 10 from just outside it looks to be about the 11-yard line, so they can pick up a first down without scoring. Once again, the Pride making a mental mistake, so keep that defense on the field, and they've been on the field for quite a while. Here comes pressure from the right side. Quarterback rolling out. They should be able to get him here. He stiff arms out, throws the football, should have been picked off, and that was number 5, had it right in the hands. That's Trace Payton.
That's twice in a row that the Pride could have had interceptions.
You know, we talked about the other one that was dropped. If he picks it off, you don't have that fourth down play.
Yeah.
So when you get the chance to turn the ball over, you got to do it. And right there, he was unable to come up with the football. Second down and 10.
Yep, that's basically shooting yourself in the foot, keeping this drive alive. Pride should have it going the other way.
You can only give the other team so many chances. Sooner or later, they're going to capitalize on one. So.
And again, this team is fighting for the number 2 seed, so it's a pretty good football team.
Inside handoff, number 4 off the left side. He's hit immediately inside the 10. He's powering forward, though. He'll get down to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, they had some success running up the middle, more than they have been running outside.
So that'll bring up third down and about 7, maybe 6. 3rd and 6.
I was hoping to see a bigger crowd in this, considering how close these two teams are, and reliving some of the Albany-Springfield rivalry here.
And once again, you're talking about a defense being on the field for quite a while. It's not like these guys just play football year-round. You know, they come out here and practice once a week, so you have to wonder who's in shape, who's not in shape if you stay on the field too long. And it is hot out here, folks.
Oh, yes. 88 degrees still at 6:30 real time.
Little bit of a breeze, thank goodness. 3rd down and 6. Oh, and
man.
he was right over the outstretched arms of the defender. It's caught for a touchdown.
Yeah, you just give them too many second chances, and it comes back to bite you just like a Viper will, and they take the lead 6-0 with 3:12 to go here in the first quarter.
And I believe that was number 18, Lenny Little, who had really good position.
I thought he was going to have it.
And you had a tall receiver there. It just went right over his outstretched arms, and a touchdown for the Vipers.
Took them a while to do it. Actually, they got the ball with 13 minutes and 58 seconds to go after the interception. They ended up getting 30 yards in penalties, but they've spent, I'd say probably at least 7 minutes of game time on this side of the field. Looks like they're going to line up and go for 2.
Vipers will go for 2 here. Got a man open to the outside, and nice job out there getting some contact as the ball got there. That was number 24 on the contact, Steven Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson just popped him right where he wanted to be.
So the conversion is no good with 3:12 to go in the opening quarter. It is Vipers 6, Pride 0. Morgan back deep again as the Vipers are set to kick off, and a different kicker this time, so look for it to go deep. And he does, the end-over-end kick, headed toward the out of bounds. Takes a hop and goes out of bounds and falls inbounds.
Oh.
It took a terrible bounce back into the play of field and recovered by the Vipers, and that should give them the football around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like was Smith going to try to save it from getting out of bounds?
Well, it looked like Smith thought it was going to go out of bounds, so he sidestepped out of the way when he could have just batted it out of bounds.
That is a free kick. That's a free ball. Once it passes 10 yards, it's anybody's.
And the Vipers picked up the football, so it is their football. I don't know what the officials are talking about
here. The only thing
here.
they're asking is, did it hit the sideline? That could be the only question there.
Yes.
Because obviously the Vipers are ones who came up with it. Okay, and
Well,
you see 22 clapping, so obviously it's going to be ruled offside.
Well, what it is there's a penalty flag way back here at the line of scrimmage. So the Vipers were offsides on the kick. Otherwise, it would have been their football at the Pride 30-yard line. Didn't see this flag way back here at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, because like I said, it was obvious that one of the Vipers came up with it. The only thing I would have questioned was whether or not it hit the sideline. But luckily, yeah, the linen on the lawn is the problem there.
And look, here's the crazy thing. Why is he? Shouldn't they back it up to the 30-yard line?
Yeah. Yeah, you hear somebody yelling, back it up, White. That's Coach Whitney. He's not going to let that one go.
Now they'll move it back to the 30-yard line. And like I said, your up backs have to really be, they could run over and fair catch that ball.
Or at least get in the way.
Like I said, he could have batted it out of bounds. It would have been their football, and they could have declined the penalty and had decent field position.
Yeah.
So now the Vipers will kick it off again from their own 30-yard line. We're at 3:07 to go in the opening quarter. It's 6-0 Vipers. Pride trying to get the football here for the second time.
Hey, and good news, it's dropped a degree. It's only 87 now. It's 637.
Nice low line drive kick. Morgan fumbles it, picks it up at the 24-yard line. Will try to go straight up the sideline. Breaks one tackle, spins away from another, now reverses his field.
Ooh.
And he is out to the 45-yard line where he will be stopped forward progress. They should blow this whistle.
Yeah, how is there not a flag there? Once the whistle blows, they need to get in there and stop that. That was what would you call that, a fourth effort there?
Nice return by Morgan as he continued to fight. They get the ball out to the 45-yard line. So once again, great field position for the Pride to start their second offensive possession.
He dropped the ball. He made 2 great spin moves, cut back up in towards the middle of the field, and you're right, get some great field position up to the 45-yard line. So again, Cody Day had been the starting quarterback last time we had seen the Pride. This time it's going to be Shaq Smith.
Smith threw an interception on his first pass attempt of the game. Gave the Vipers the football, aided by penalties. They drove all the way down, put themselves in the foot, got penalties again, and ended up scoring. So let's see if the Pride could put something together now.
Tell you what, that last drive was so long I'd forgotten that the Pride had already had the ball once.
Marshall, the lone setback, number 22. Once again, fumbles the snap. He was reaching for it, and they have the football as he's powering forward, might pick up a yard or two. And another fortuitous bounce for the Pride.
Yeah, you actually gain out of that, and that's again dodging a bullet. It's ironic. The last time they had a problem with the shotgun snap, and now they're having a problem with the under center. And that's just a product of not being able to practice together. You practice one night a week. You have the revolving door at quarterback, and then because of injuries, you have the revolving door on the line. That's stuff like that's bound to happen.
Nevertheless, they're going to give them a gain of, let's call it 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. Well, actually it's 2. The yard marker is off from the ball.
Okay, about to say.
So 2nd down and 8. We're going to go by where the ball is and not the yard marker.
Yeah, if it's a gain of 3, run that 4 times, you got a first down.
So now they'll go from the shotgun. Smith surveys the defense. Calls for the football. Good snap. Quarterback in the draw.
Oh!
Nice block. And Smith's going down the sideline. He steps out of bounds.
You know, you saw him. He pointed out to number 9 to get the block. That's Cody Day, the former quarterback. 6?
0.
No, that is number 9. Yeah, that's Cody Day. Yeah, he pointed Cody Day, hey, block him, and Cody sure did. He put something on him Ajax ain't going to take off.
Nice crackback blocks and a big gain and a first down for the Pride.
Let's hope they get some momentum out of that. Okay, now you see 7 coming in the game. Nino can play just about everything.
Well, you know, this is one of those situations where when you don't have consistency at quarterback and you don't have a lot of time to practice, running the football is easier than trying to throw the football.
Timing.
So let's see if they can stay on the ground here, pick up some more positive yards.
Okay, now, like I said, number 7, Nino, is in the game. He's played quarterback, he's played receiver, and he's been the deep snapper before. Looks like he's going to be quarterback. They took Smith out.
Yes, Smith is on the sideline, so Nino will come in at quarterback, number 7.
He was hampered by injuries early, so hopefully he's over all of those, both knee and shoulder.
Hands off to Marshall, a little quick hitter on the inside. He's got a solid 4 or 5 yards on first down.
Now, that's a big man. How would you like to run the option with him? How would you like to be the guy who has to opt to take the pitch or not?
Well, the one thing about it, when you've got a quarterback, even though he's that size, if he's been injured, they really don't want to put the ball in his hands too much and let him take a shot.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, hypothetically, how would you like to have to be the guy that decides, am I going to play the pitch or am I going to play the quarterback?
It reminds you of the year Lorenzen from Kentucky.
Yeah.
22 seconds left and counting down. We'll see if they get a playoff here for the end of the first quarter. If you remember, Lorenzen for Kentucky was about a 300-pound bowling ball at quarterback.
The hefty lefty. I was reading an article about him the other day, who ironically he was smaller than Jamarcus Russell, wasn't he?
They do get the snap off. Nino being pressured and wisely throws the ball on the ground to avoid the sack, so to bring up 3rd down as we are at the end of the first quarter. Your score, Bayou Vipers 6, Louisiana Pride 0. Waiting for the officials to set the football. It'll be 3rd down and 7, ball at the 27-yard line.
Obviously, it's 4 down territory.
Nino still your quarterback, number 7. Let's see if he tries to get Morgan involved here. We're going to get a legal procedure. The whole right side of the line moved early. We'll back him up 5.
Again, different cadence from a different quarterback. This is the semi-pro version of the Battle of I-12. Again, the Vipers came up from Springfield. The Pride playing their games here at Albany High School. So how many people do you think know about the semi-pro teams in the area?
Very few. Something like this is going to take a marketing person to really try to put it on the map, somebody to get out and beat the local community, try to get them involved. I mean, we saw Southeastern have to do this when they brought football back, and they really had to work hard just to get it to where people would go to the games.
And they had budgets.
Absolutely. 3rd and 12. Nino looking to throw. Being forced out of the pocket. Got a receiver open and underthrowed it, knocked down. Pass intended. I believe that's number 0, Bridgewater.
Is there a number 0 on it?
Yes.
Okay. I tell you what, Nino's got some. Nino can move for a man his size. That's the reason why he was signed by Oklahoma State.
That was one of those passes that you have somebody behind him deep and somebody in front, and you got to have the touch just to drop it in there.
You notice Smith is back in the game now, but so is Nino. So the question is, which one is going to be under center? Not under center, excuse me, in the shotgun.
Well, 4th down and 12. Ball at the 32-yard line. you assume they're going for it, but you wouldn't be against a quick pooch kick, try to get it down inside the 5.
Yeah, I know Pops is a normal punter, number 6, and I don't see him.
Smith is in at quarterback. Marshall in the backfield. Nino is to the bottom of your screen, out wide. Morgan in the slot. Smith forced out. Threw it right into the hands of number 31. And immediately makes a tackle.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he goes to try to make up for his mistake, but it was a big mistake. That's the second one he's thrown, and now we have another flag.
And I believe this one's going to go against.
I don't know. We just had a Pride player try to jump in there. So
I think it's going to go against the Vipers because he was not happy with the way he got tackled by Smith, but it was a textbook tackle. He didn't go down. He was fighting to pull him down, so let's see.
I was worried because Ledbetter jumped in there, too. Ledbetter went to go retrieve a helmet, but it looked like he was trying to jump in there, too. I was worried that they were going to flag him. Cause
I think the flag had already been thrown before he jumped in, and it looks like they're pointing toward.
They throw a lot of retaliation flags, too, though, what my concern was.
And that is a call on sportsmanlike conduct against the Vipers. Number 31 picked off the pass, but he was not happy with the way he got tackled.
Yeah, we were, like you said, you don't see a lot of people who know about this, but our first game that we broadcast on the Action News 17 Facebook page had about 5,000 views. So that's one way we're trying to get the word out there. Obviously, we're employed by the Pride, so we're all for the Pride, but we also want to see the Vipers be supported very well. We'd love to see all the semi-pro teams in the area do well. What we'd really love to see is one of them go and sign somewhere with the minor leagues, or go sign somewhere with the arena leagues, or even the XFL or the CFL, and make something. That's one thing Coach Randy Whitney said. Video is very important.
And obviously the chain gang needs to get together. The ball is going to be resting at the 16-yard line where it will be first down and 10 for the Vipers. 14:02 to go here in the second quarter. They lead it 6-0. They had about a 10-minute drive in the first quarter. This will be only the second time they've touched the football here tonight.
10-minute drive, but sure took some real time.
Hand off to the inside again. Not much there. He's going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Might pick up a yard or two.
That's where they had some success running the ball early, but the last couple of plays, the Pride seemed to have shut it down. Again, well, I was about to say I don't see Ockert on the sidelines, but he's sitting there on the bench.
Looked like big number 90. Jones in on the tackle, ran it down from the backside. Not much there. They give him 2 on the play. Second down and 8. And aside from the little curl patterns, Vipers hadn't been real successful throwing the football, so maybe they're saying, hey, if we can shut down this run up the middle and force them to throw, it gives us a better chance.
I'm going to be honest with you. Don't you like this kind of game better than the wide open passing attack that we saw from the
deep
Hurricanes?
Throw, got a man out there, good coverage out there, and almost made a mistake and gave up on it too soon, but he was not able to complete it. And that will bring up a third down and 8.
Well, he just misjudged the ball. Had he kept on running, he may have caught it in stride and scored. He came back, or he slowed down and looked up. Either way, that's third down and 7. Or third down and 9, you're right. Again, your clock operator is Mr. Butch Lee. Your camera operator is Mr. Malcolm Wagner.
And they were worried before the game, with the clock being on. Somebody forgot to turn it on, and I was not worried at all because Butch can read the shadows on a rock like they used to do when he was a kid, to get the time. So
yeah, cave paintings.
Wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah. Noah let him off the ark, and he's been here since.
Third down and 8. Pressure straight up the middle. Gets rid of the football. Got a receiver there. Hits him in the chest, and it's completed.
Found a soft spot in the zone.
And he gets it out to about the 40-yard line where it will be first down and 10 Vipers and a strike from the quarterback.
I tell you what, how about the effort there on the receiver? How many times could he have gone down there? I mean, he didn't gain much after being wrapped up, but he wasn't taken down by the first hit.
And just a nice throw out there, but the receiver had gotten himself
flag.
wide open.
See the official on the far side picking up the flag. So let's.
And it's against the Pride. That must be an unsportsmanlike conduct
Or
because
a
that's
face mask.
15-yard penalty.
Only two things that would be a face mask. Of course, I didn't see any that would be.
Nevertheless, the ball now down to the Pride 45-yard line. Will they have it first down and 10?
Would you have a problem with officials calling it a little looser, considering the amount of practice time that these guys get?
Well, on that play right there, it looked like two defenders trying to get him down, and he wasn't going down. The whistle never blew, so I'm not sure what the call was.
Yes. I didn't see the flag until the player started moving.
Low snap, quarterback picks it up, zips it to the outside, through the hands of the receiver and into Morgan's hands, hit him off the helmet. And right there, I believe if it wasn't deflected, he'd have taken it to the house, but it was deflected by the receiver. Brings up a second down and 10.
I'm telling you, they don't seem to be afraid to throw the ball on him, but I think
quarterback's got a really good arm. And I think a couple of times when they've had decent coverage, he'll put it up there as a jump ball, so you can make a play. But there have been quite a few times where he's had a receiver, the last pass to the outside, they got the penalty, he was open, wide open.
Yeah, like I said, he found a soft spot right where it needed to be.
But we know from any level of football, you got to get pressure on the quarterback. Inside handoff, there he is, hitting the backfield, and still not down, but he's going nowhere.
Yeah, they had to blow the whistle a little earlier than that. It looked like he was forced down and his knee touched. He didn't think so. He gets up, and then he gets tattooed after that.
A.J. Cummings on the original hit, then he broke free of him, but he hit again, and his progress was stopped, and they blew the whistle. He didn't like it, thought he could keep fighting, but you do that so nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Obviously, everybody wants to make a play, but making a play could be kind of dangerous.
When somebody's got you held up and holding you up, have another defender take a shot and you could get hurt. So a quick whistle there by the officials. It'll bring up third down and let's say 15. Ball must get down to the 35-yard line for a first down.
And like you said, pressure on the quarterback, that's a key, especially on a big play like this.
Low snap again. Good job there of the defense stepping up. Quarterback able with his momentum to pick up about 4, but it'll bring up fourth down and 11.
Was that 9 or is that 0? Because if that was 9, that was Cody Day on the tackle. If not, that was 0. That was Gary Bridgewater.
Either way, it brings up fourth down and let's call it 12. And once again, it was the pressure from the left end forced the quarterback up to the pocket, and he had to run immediately. Didn't have time to survey the field, and the pursuit from the backside picked him up. Even though he gained a couple of yards, it was a nice play by the defense.
All started with the snap that didn't quite get there. It breaks the timing.
And they've had some problems with that. Good snap this time. Here comes pressure from the backside. Forces him out. Rolls. Got a receiver out there, but it's dropped. And the Pride will have it first down and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Again, Steven Jackson on the coverage, but the receiver couldn't come up with it, so that turns the ball over on downs. So with 9:40 to go in the half, it's 6-0, and now the Pride, hopefully they can get something together and get back into this ball game. We've seen the rotation at quarterback. What do you see happening now here?
Well, this is the third time they will start their possession on the outside of their own 40-yard line. You have to take advantage of that kind of field position. So third time getting the football outside your 40, they have to put together a drive here and try to get some points on the board. Defense playing well enough. If it wasn't for the bad penalty that they did with the late hit on the quarterback out of bounds, it would be a scoreless ball game. So they're right in it.
Yeah, they got down in around the 20 or around the 30 before the interception last time. But again, they've had two possessions, or is it 2 or 3 possessions so far?
This will be their third.
And they've had 2 turnovers. And let's see. I don't see Smith's number on the sideline.
No, Smith is in.
Is he at quarterback? Yeah, okay.
He is at quarterback. Nino is in the game, but he's going to be in the slot at the top of your screen.
When he was playing with the Walker Warriors, he was their lead receiver one year. So Nino's a jack of all trades.
Well, he's a big body, so he can get out there kind of like a tight end. Hands it off to Marshall. He's got nowhere to go and will get stopped for about a 2-yard loss.
Speaking of tight ends, one of the better receivers they had was Cody Abear, and we have not seen him in the last few games. He was the one that they called their Gronkowski. I'm sure he has had some effect on the passing game.
Right there, Marshall had no chance. He's hitting the backfield as soon as he took the handoff. loss of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Ball backed up to the 45-yard line.
Now, and the chain tried moving instead of the dial-it-down guy. Looking at Coach Whitney, all I could do was just laugh.
Well, it's something people see and thinks it's so easy, but unless you've done it and we're really focused in on what's happening, it's easy to make a mistake out there.
Yeah, and these, like I said, these are players. They've probably only paid attention as we have a timeout on the field. They've probably only paid attention to the sticks when they're running towards them.
2nd timeout on the field, so 2nd and 12 after the timeout. Under 9 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. Pride, Smith, quarterback from the shotgun. Fakes a handoff to Marshall, rolls right, throws the ball back, and hits Morgan right in the hands, and it's dropped. Nice throw there by Smith. Morgan has to come up with that catch, and he took a little bit of a shot. Now you see the defensive backs jawing a little bit about it.
He's taking a little bit of lip there. Damian's kicking himself over that. He's going to want it the next chance he gets as Randy Whitney just throws his hat up in the air. I tell you what, again, Randy Whitney's coaching this game by himself. I wonder what kind of – okay, Charlie King is the special teams coordinator. Randy Whitney handles the defense, but I wonder how much of a chore this is handling both sides of the ball.
Well, I can tell you one thing. When you're not throwing the ball real well and you finally get a play where you nicely pick up the rush, you throw the ball on the money, and then it's dropped, that's like a dagger to the heart right there. So 3rd down, 14. Smith once again from the shotgun. Steps up in the pocket, going to be hit from behind and sacked.
Luckily, he held on to that ball too, because he was looks like he was in his motion of throwing the ball, and that could have come out very easily. But he held on to it, and it ends up being 4th down.
Number 30 from the backside sacks him. No loss on the play. It'll be 4th down, and looks like a punting situation for the Pride. And we'll see where.
Question is, who's going to be the punter? We've seen different punters several times.
Well, I saw number 4 in the pregame out there practicing punting, and he heads to the field right now.
Carrying the ball, too, and there's a ball out on the field. You can only have one ball out there.
Well, he must have a special ball he wants to punt with.
Yeah, but you only have 30 seconds to get this done. That's the whole problem there. There's Nino, the lawn snapper, throwing the ball back to the official. They are in dangerously close territory of getting a delay of game penalty here. Now, like I said, if you were an official, would you be a little more liberal on some things?
Well, you want to say yes, but then you're going to say you have to be liberal both ways.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, liberal both ways on, obviously, the 30-second clock. That's pretty much black and white there.
Well, in a situation where you're changing balls out, yes. Once again, a low snap. Doesn't get on the football, takes a shot, and that is going to be a bad mistake. And there is a flag down, but this will be Viper football inside the Pride 30-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a helmet-to-helmet on 57. Now, if that's post-possession, it's an automatic first down. It's not post-possession. So.
No, he hit the punter as they were both trying to pick the football up, and he's going to give him for helmet-to-helmet. So it will give new life to a Pride offense. And once again, not a dirty play, just going. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Knock the punter out the way and hope that one of your other players will recover the football.
Okay, I didn't know if they were calling. I didn't know if they're basically calling spearing with a guy on the ground, because that would have been post-possession. It would have been still 15 yards, but it would have been Viper ball. So let's hope that the Pride can make the best of their second chance here with 6:40 to go in the first half.
That moves the football inside Viper territory down to the 41-yard line, where the Pride will have it first down and 10.
Our monitor we rarely use.
I can't even see it.
But it's good to have it here anyway. How do you like doing football this time of year, why am I calling you Randy? Daryl.
Actually, it's not too bad. I mean, honestly, it could be a lot hotter than it is right now. We do have just enough breeze to where I'm not pouring sweat. It's warm, but it could be worse.
86 degrees right now as we just crossed the 7 o'clock mark.
And I've had some of those preseason games in high school that started in August, and it's miserable. So this is not too bad right now.
Still not my first choice to be wearing headsets, but we're okay with it if we have to.
Inside handoff to Marshall. Big hole, breaks a tackle. And he is down to about the 34-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Well, you know, years ago when we first started doing Action 17 Sports, I was there at the beginning when they first bought the company out, and we were basically doing games, passing a handheld microphone back and forth to each other.
I can do you one better than that. I can do you one better than that. 1996, I'm doing radio for KRRP out of Coshada. We're handing a cellular phone back and forth.
I did radio a couple years, and I had to do a game on my cell phone, so I do know that. But we've come a long way, and you know, when you think about scratching on rocks where Butch came from, we didn't come as far as he did, but, you know.
Well, he was the one who helped form the rocks there. But, hey, the most important thing is we're getting these things on the air.
That's right.
Even if people turn down their volume, they don't care what we're saying. The thing is you're still getting a chance to watch the kids play.
Nino at quarterback. Hands off to Marshall again up the middle. He should have the first down as he powers down inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 Pride.
As a Viper is going to have to leave the field. Number 26, his helmet came off, so the officials are going to stop the clock for that. Or is there a penalty? Do they stop the clock for the player to leave?
I think they just stop the clock to move the chains. As soon as the chains are set, he'll start the clock again, but 26 does have to leave the field.
At least for one play, yeah. So again, the Pride trying to make the best of their second chance here. The Vipers did that after the 4th down and goal from 29, first down on a personal foul penalty. So the Vipers, the Pride trying to answer.
Once again, running the football. Keep it simple.
And keep the clock running.
If they can march it down, get a score here before halftime and get this 4 minutes off the clock, go into halftime tied, they ought to feel pretty good about themselves. Nino and a quarterback keeper.
Stiff arm there.
He'll pick up about 3, maybe 4 on the play.
You could tell the defensive back was praying that 22 was going to get the ball there.
Yeah, he didn't want to hit him real good. He just wanted to make sure he forced him out, let the out of bounds take him out.
Doesn't matter how you stop him, it's if you stop him.
You know, it's real funny. Back when I was playing sports, I played basketball in high school, and we had a coach who was a college player at Southeastern, and he was teaching us how to take charges. And you see a big guy coming down the lane, you wouldn't want to get in front. He said, no, as soon as he gets close, you fall backward. And he said the most important thing is push away so he don't land on you. And trust me, once you master that technique, you got a lot of calls without even getting hit.
Well, they'll tee you up for that now, won't they?
They try.
Yeah.
But there's so much flopping in basketball these days.
Yeah.
Inside handoff, Marshall again off the right side. He'll pick up 2 or 3 and give him a 3rd and manageable 4. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, nice little drive here by the Pride.
Well, you know, Marshall runs hard. They just got to give him a little bit of a hole, and he'll come off the field here.
Both teams with 2 timeouts left as we approach the 3-minute mark in a 6-minute ball game.
I think the Pride have taken 2 timeouts.
No, actually, the Vipers took the first timeout a minute 2 into the ball game. I was scratching my head why you would take a timeout after an interception.
So 3rd down and 4, a long 4. New running back. I can't see if that's 14 or 24. It 24. Is 24, Steven Jackson. They're going to throw this one up. It's up for grabs. And to be honest, they're lucky that one wasn't picked off. We're going to get a late flag. Let's see if the Pride can get a break here. And if that's pass interference, that'll be a ball at the 1-yard line. It is pass interference, but he didn't say who it's against.
Yeah, that's the question. Who's that going against?
Would have to almost be defensive because the offense player just went straight up to try to catch it. So you're thinking, didn't see him push off.
If so, do you just line Nino up and quarterback sneak it in?
Either that or you hand the ball to Marshall. He's been running hard, but, I mean, that's something. On a 1st and goal from the 1, you got 4 shots at it. You impose your will on the other team. And that's going to be the cause. They put the football down to 1-yard line. It will be 1st down and goal from the 1.
And Darrell Smith, hopefully you get to call your first offensive touchdown for the Louisiana Pride.
It's
Last time was
time.
a pick 6. Is that Nino? Yeah, okay. Nino is still in the game.
And Marshall still on the sideline. It will be Jackson in at quarterback. So he is a slight build running back. I don't even think he's a running back. He's just filling in. I look for the quarterback sneak here.
No, they're in the shotgun.
That doesn't mean he's not going to run the football on a little quarterback draw.
See, normally the game clock should have been running.
And that's exactly the call, quarterback keeper, but he's not going to get there. Stacked up. Good job over there.
He's sending Shaq in now.
By the Vipers. Marshall and Smith come back in the game. Big number 94 also coming in for a little beef back there.
Now, how would you like to see go back to the Darrell Royal days of the triple option or the wishbone here this close?
Well, I could see that if they had time to practice, but they don't have enough practice time to run that kind of an offense.
From what I understand, Smith was an option quarterback at Springfield. That's one of the reasons why he's been under center instead of being in the shotgun.
And it looks like we're going to get a timeout here.
Yeah, you can't take them with you. You got two of them. May as well take one now.
And it was not a timeout. It was a 2-minute warning, as we just realized that, folks. Sorry, we missed that one. But it will be second down and goal. Ball still at the 1-yard line. Smith now from the shotgun with Marshall at quarterback.
It's not often you see lawn chairs on the sideline.
Smith on the keeper. He is going to be hit and taken down for about a 3-yard loss.
And now you're almost in a passing situation here.
And once again, it goes back to what you said. First and goal from the 1. You had a big quarterback in there. Take the snap, just quarterback sneak it. We see Tom Brady do it 1,000 times.
And Brady ain't the size of Nino.
And he's not the athletic ability either.
Yeah. That's going to be a loss all the way back to almost the 4-yard line.
So now it'll be third and goal from the 4.
You got 2 downs to do it. But the defense has only got to defend.
And just so
12 yards, 13 yards.
Everybody knows that if they do not score here, it's Tommy's fault. He jinxed it by having me say I was going to call my first pride offensive touchdown. So we're going to blame this on Tommy if they don't score.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, you got to bail me out here.
Widen those shoulders out. Get ready to carry this load.
Yeah. They're going tight here. Wouldn't mind seeing them roll this way, look for Morgan in the corner.
Little fade to Morgan. He turns the wrong way. Ball hits him in the hands. Pretty good coverage out there. It's incomplete. Brings up fourth down and goal.
Okay.
They'll bring Nino back in to quarterback this fourth down play.
Well,
or at least back in the game.
He's bringing the play in at least. We don't know who's going to take the snap here. I would have the more mobile of the two. You got 2 timeouts left. That last one was a 2-minute warning. I don't know. I think I'd be using one right here just to make sure you get it because these opportunities have been rare for the home team.
And also bringing number 4 in who had set back the punt and took the shot. He is a tall, lean kid, so if he lines up out to the outside, you may look for him maybe with a jump ball situation in the corner. And he does head out to the left.
Looks like it's going to be Smith is going to be the quarterback.
Not a bad pass on that last little fade pattern.
Mm-hmm. This is interesting. You have Nino split out, and you have 12 men.
They're going to get a penalty, probably for 12 men in the huddle.
Yep. So right now, I'd take one of my 2 timeouts.
Backs him up 5 yards. It'll be fourth and goal from the 8.5-yard line.
But you notice you have Nino split out wide right, split out wide to the right, and then you have Morgan in the slot.
And it makes me think Morgan speedy, Nino big. How about a little rub play, a little pick play, get Morgan to the outside. They're going to try to cross, I would think. And that is not what happens. They try to throw back shoulder to Nino, and the pass is broken up and incomplete, and the Pride come up empty here with 46.9 seconds to go in the half.
I guess strategically saving the timeouts, you could, in theory, if you hold them, well, actually, they can take a knee. There's no way, unless they do something stupid on first down, throw the ball on an incomplete pass, the timeouts aren't going to do any good.
Well, I think the way that, they had to shuffle quarterbacks, they are limited in their plays that they can run, and they probably thought they had the one call that was best for them. So,
Oh, no, I'm talking about I'm not talking about the last series. I'm talking about the Pride having 2 timeouts left. In theory, if the Vipers do something here, if they throw the ball incomplete on first down, you can still possibly force them to punt. But, again, that's all academic now.
Let's see if the Vipers kneel on the football here. I know I would.
Oh, yeah. You got a long way to go, short time, and not only you get that, you get the second half.
You never know because he's in the shotgun. If you're not going to be under center and he's in the shotgun, you can't take it for granted. I mean, why would you drop back 4 yards to kneel? He's going to throw this football. Low snap, inside handoff.
And did he get enough for a first down?
He's going to be close to it, but like I said, they'll give him that with the limited time left here.
Are they going to line up and do it again? That's a question. So they haven't even – the dial-a-down has not moved. They haven't – yeah, okay, yeah, the referee is telling him – referee's telling him to move the chains. They had to stop the clock because the chain
10 yards on the play. It will be first down and 10 with 27.1 seconds to go here in the half.
Yeah, they normally don't stop the clock to move the chains, but they had to that time. Face mask.
And that will
a
big play there for the offense. Gets them out, and then when you add the 15 on for the face mask.
And then a second flag came in after that.
13.4 seconds left. You might be a little brazen now if you're the Vipers and maybe take a shot. But
yeah, because that's going to give them the ball up around the 30-yard line, or down around the 30-yard line, excuse me. You got 13 seconds to go and 2 timeouts. Okay, it's only 1. Okay, 2 flags on the same penalty, 15-yard face mask. So you're up at the 50.
Put the ball at midfield. So with 13.4 seconds left, throw one of those curls to the outside, pick you up 10, 15 yards, and then you take a Hail Mary. You got a shot. And I was sitting there fixing to question the Vipers for if you're just going to run the football like that, why not just kneel on it? But after this, I guess they're saying, hey, we'll let them make the mistakes and we'll try to take advantage of them.
Yeah, see what you can get.
So now from the deep shotgun, you would look for him to throw the football here.
Be a good time for another one of those short snaps. Look how far off Morgan's playing on the near receiver.
And you got the short snap you wanted, but no pressure. And he's going to throw the football. He got the man wide open. Touchdown.
Oh, that's killer. That is killer. 45 seconds ago, the Pride are knocking on the door, and now the lead is doubled to 12-0.
And Jackson out there on the coverage, you just cannot get beat in that situation deep. You have to give ground, give the ball in front of it, and just make the tackle. But once again, the face mask call and all that led to a position where they were able to take a shot, and they take advantage of it. Now the Pride will go into halftime down 2 scores.
Obviously, they went for 2 last time. Let's see if they're going to do it this time.
Vipers will go for 2 here.
Man, it's been a game of second opportunities, hasn't it?
Zips ball in on the slant, and they have the 2-point conversion. It is 14-0 with 5.9 seconds to go before the half. And I can tell you, Tommy, show me a team that has a losing record, and I'll show you a team that makes mental mistakes in certain key situations. And that's what's happened to him here. They should be a scoreless ball game right now.
Yeah, or even up 6-0.
You get the late hit out of bounds over there to give them a life again. They up scoring a touchdown. And then here you get the face mask, and you give them a shot, and you just let them get beat. You can't let them get behind you in that situation.
Not to mention the 2 missed interceptions that were on that same drive where they scored the opening touchdown. Those were also key there, plus 2 turnovers. I mean,
so you have a lot of tension on the sideline and on the field for the Pride, as you see a lot of heads held low and everything, and you can't blame them. I mean, this is a situation you've played better than what the score indicates.
Yeah, this should not be a 2-score ball game. This should be a tie. This should be a tie ball game. They've unfortunately turned the ball over a couple times, and unfortunately weren't able to capitalize on their own opportunity where their opponents did.
Now, if you're the Viper, you would think a nice little squib kick that'll take off most of this time.
Yeah, you kick as long as it didn't go to the hands of number one. You go to the halftime up by 14 points.
Yeah, you just kick it hard and on the ground as deep as you can. Make them field it, and then go to the halftime up 2 scores and feel fortunate you're up 2 scores.
Yes, yeah, you thank everything holy that you got both of those opportunities. Unfortunately, we're hearing a lot of jawing amongst the Pride themselves right now. There's the frustration of the fact that they had a chance to tie the ball game, and now they find themselves down by 2 scores, excuse me.
Now, if I'm the kicker, I'm popping the ball up on the right side. Well, he did it over the middle, but
goes to Morgan.
So he gives them a chance. Nice open field tackle by number 17. And that takes us to the end of the first half. Your score, Vipers 14, Pride 0. And we're back to bring you the second half. The Pride will be kicking off, and a heated halftime on the Pride sideline as they had to try to sort things out. Kind of fell apart there late in the first half to make this a 2-score deficit, down 14-0, when really could have easily been a 0-0 game or up 6-0. They gave away 2 touchdowns. Now, don't get me wrong. The Vipers played hard and took advantage when they made the mistakes, and that's why they're up 14-0. But a lot of finger pointing and jawing going on. Kickoff.
And the Vipers took momentum in the second half, and not only that, they get the second half kickoff now.
And they're going to get great field position.
Nice stick there.
24 is out to about the 47-yard line. Tackle made by Shaq Smith. But good field position to start this second half. But a couple of bad mental errors on the part of the Vipers. I mean, part of the Pride in the first half. They dropped 2 interceptions, dropped a couple of passes, but the penalties in opportune times hurt them. And also that last touchdown when there's no reason to have somebody getting behind you like that.
They also don't forget first and goal with the 2 and the 2 turnovers
Not
as
able
well.
to put it in, but you got to give the Vipers credit. They stacked them up at the line of scrimmage and forced them back. So they lead it 14-0 and have the football here to start this third quarter.
Now, you got to imagine what halftime adjustments are like. You know what halftime adjustments are like to begin with, as they're having a problem with the sticks over there. They can't start this play, obviously. They don't have a chain crew operator over there.
They're missing somebody who was there in the first half.
Welcome to semi-pro football. I guess they saw how much time was left on the clock and they overestimated. Anyway, you're tuned into Action News 17, and we are so glad you are. We have been the home of the Pride all season long as we see an injured player with a backpack hobbling across the way there. So he will be a substitute. You ever see something like this, Daryl?
Well, you know, I've seen high school games where they're begging for somebody to come out of the stands, but there's not a lot of people in the stands to beg to get somebody out there. But never seen somebody that started the game.
Yeah, but they don't understand that they have to move down.
But you know what? That's the official's job on that sideline to get them down there. He's standing there with his back turned. Now he gets them to move. First down and 10, ball at the 46-yard line.
Well, luckily it's not nearly as hot as we were expecting. It doesn't feel like 84 degrees right now because we have a nice breeze blowing, but it is 84 degrees.
Well, the problem is, looks like that flag is falling straight down now. The breeze has stopped, but it is now the sun has gone down enough to where it's a little overcast, so I think we're going to be okay.
The Mosquitoes will be out in full force shortly.
Here comes the blitz. And a nice job by the running back. Even though he barely got back to the line of scrimmage, he could have lost 4 or 5 on that play as the blitz was coming from the near side. Chased him down on that far sideline, and they lose maybe a half yard on the play to bring up 2nd and long.
The ground attack hasn't been very successful. Early on, they did have some moderate success running up the middle, but they found nothing outside so far. A 3 and out would be great here for the home team. Again, this is the last home game for the Pride. They will be in the playoffs in 2 weeks. Depending on how things go down the line, they will either be in Jackson, Mississippi or down in Springfield for what could be a rubber match.
Second down again here from their own 45.5-yard line. Pride showing blitz, delayed. Nice in route, completed for a first down to the 40-yard line of the Pride, number 6. A nice catch. Pass was a little bit high, but he hit him in stride.
I got to tell you what, we couldn't tell from this angle, but I'm not sure he got his right hand on the ball. I think he caught it with his left hand on the shoulder pad and took it from there. Great effort, and it moves the sticks as they cross midfield.
And to me, that's been the difference in the ball game, the ability for the Vipers to complete a few passes here and there compared to what the Pride have been able to do. The few they had open, they had drops. So that, to me, that's been the difference so far.
I like the stacked receivers here. Morgan can't cover them both.
Well, he's going to let the one that goes by him first. And had the tight end wide open over the middle with nobody behind him, or quarterback had already threw it to the outside. Number 84 looks to be probably 6'4", 6'5", thin, and had just busted right up the seam, and had the quarterback picked him up, had him wide open for a touchdown, but never saw him.
Yeah, that's one of those bullets, luckily, where the home team will dodge here. As again, we had 1-on-2 earlier. They're going to try to line up the same way this time. Unfortunately, we know nothing really of the Vipers. We don't know how many are on their coaching staff.
Hand off the right side, nice little cut back inside, stays on his feet, and will pick up about 6. Ball down just inside the 35-yard line. It will bring up a third down and about 4.5.
Again, Coach Randy Whitney is flying solo. We've seen some teams in semi-pro where the head coach is on the field.
Right.
And I don't mean he stands on the field. I mean he's in pads. He's out there calling his own number. That's one of the problems with semi-pro football. We have no central office to get rosters from or any team information. So we just give it to you best we can.
Quarterback rolls left. He gets to the outside, stiff arms, and I think he's going to be forced out shy of the first down.
Yeah, whoever the defensive back on the other side was did a good job of stringing him out, made him step out of bounds.
And I'm going to tell you right now, the official gave him a very generous spot there, and I think he'll have the first down.
Yeah, I think you're right. He gave him a generous spot because the dial-it-down guy was jumping out of the way, but he was not to him yet. Not the dial-it-down guy, excuse me, the sticks.
So give him a first down and 10.
Have you ever had the Nestle Splash flavored water?
I have not.
I can't say I will ever again. This is all a family thing. Coach Randy Whitney's wife works the gate. Aaron Hilliard's wife and family, they run the concession stands.
Quarterback dropping the throat. Zips it, nice pass, knocked down. I believe that's number 90 over there.
So I think you're right.
And that's Leo Jones. He just put a big paw up there and swatted it down. It'll bring up second down and 10.
Right defensive end, right where he needed to be.
Trying to throw that little quick in.
Now, the last couple of games, we've seen the official talk to Butch Lee at halftime say, we'll let you know when to start running the clock. That was not even mentioned this halftime.
Well, no, this is a closer game at this point.
This is a competitive ball game.
Much closer than the score indicates for sure. But if the Pride are going to stay in this game, they got to come up with a stop here.
It looks like it's second down and 9, but it's actually second down and 10 after the incompletion.
Flag on the play, handoff, nice run. He'll have a first down depending on the penalty from the near side judge.
Yeah, as quickly as that flag came out, it's got to be against the offense, yes.
And once again, you don't see it very often, but the offense lined up off sides.
Yeah, so obviously you can't decline that penalty. He lined up offside, so it's going to be.
And you see the receiver
15.
complaining, but all he's got to do is look over and ask the umpire or official, and he'll tell him if he's offsides or not.
And unfortunately, they moved the sticks and the dial down, so they got to remember where the ball was placed now. Yeah, that's why the dial-a-down guy does not move until he is whistled. So it's going to be at the 30-yard line.
Yes, it'll be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, the sticks are at the 30 and the dial-a-downs at the 35.
So the penalty negates a nice run by number 4. The Pride have done a pretty good job closing up that middle in this football game, but that one there was a big gainer, but the penalty.
It's nice to see him go the other way every once in a while, huh?
Little swing pass to the outside. Completion. Nice stick by Morgan, but he breaks the tackle. Morgan comes back for a second time at him. And now they will blow the whistle because his momentum was stopped. And they will actually lose a couple of yards on the play.
Yeah, you can't fault the kid for effort, but if you're the officials, when you hear the pads pop twice, it's probably time to blow the whistle.
Brings up a 3rd down and long. Make it 17 or 18.
Almost 19.
Once again, the guy on the dial-a-down is not where the football is.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. After a couple of decades of watching,
Well, and if you're the guy on the down marker, stand behind the official because he's where the line of scrimmage is, not 1 or 2 yards left or right.
Yeah.
He's too busy talking to the other team, not even paying attention to what's going on the field. Quarterback dropping the throw, got plenty of time, swings it to the outside, got a man open, and a catch. He's out of bounds, got 1 foot down, but not the second.
All right, yeah, Coach Randy Whitney, he was over there to argue his case. The judge on this side, the line judge, agreed with him, so that's going to bring up 4th down.
And you know what really, I see this, and I saw it on that play. The defender comes up basically like saying he didn't do anything. The receiver's just getting the foot down, so why talk? Be fortunate he didn't get the foot down because he was open.
Yeah. Well, luckily, well, I wouldn't say luckily, but they just got cheated out of 2 yards because they went back to where the dial-a-down guy is.
That's right. And those are the kind of mistakes that you don't see.
No.
Or you shouldn't see in this game.
No.
Because this penalizes the Vipers right here. They have to pick up extra 2 yards if they're going to pick up the 1st down. They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Wouldn't it be something they got 16?
Pump fake. Got the ball. And good job this time by the Pride not letting the receiver get behind them. And that will turn the football over. So still a 14-0 game with 8:12 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Pride will get it for the first time on offense in the 2nd half. 1st down and 10. They will have the football at their own 40-yard line, and you can't blame field position on the Pride's offensive woes today because they've had great field position, just unable to put anything together, any kind of drive together, aside from the one that they got down to the 1st and goal.
Which was aided by a pass interference in the end zone.
And they could not capitalize on it. Smith, the quarterback, hands it off to Marshall. He's hit immediately and will lose maybe a yard on the play.
Yeah, you hear of 8 men in the box, but didn't you see 8 men within 2 yards of the ball there?
It's almost like they're daring the Pride to throw the football, and wisely so if you're the Vipers. They have not proven they can consistently throw the football.
No reason not to. Looking at midfield, it's hard to believe there's that dry spot with all the rain we had in the last week and a half. Field looks in good condition, though, with the exception of a couple of different spots.
Well, 90-degree plus weather every day.
Yeah.
It'll dry it up pretty quick.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I got to get up and cut grass in the morning, so I'm sure my neighbors are going to let me cranking up at 8 o'clock.
Second down and 10. This time it'll be Nino coming the ball to the left, and he's going nowhere.
Again, team photo. You have everybody. You have 3 men back. You have 3 defensive backs back, 24, 22, and 6. Everybody else was within 2 yards of the ball.
But you're also in a situation where I really don't think they have very many audibles in this offense.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called stays. And Coach Randy's not the offensive coordinator, so he's doing the best he can with what he can do, trying to coach the whole team by himself.
Yeah.
So he was able to pick up a couple of yards. It's going to bring down 3rd down and a long 8. And the Pride moving awful slowly out of that huddle.
Yeah, they need to do something to move the sticks and get some momentum. A 3 and out would not be a good thing in this situation right here.
6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Taking a lot of time to get this play off.
Oh,
Snap right through Smith's hands, and he is going to be sacked immediately. And a big loss on the play.
there's a celebration by number 30 for taking him down. That's going to bring up 4th down.
And looks like Smith just took his eye off the football because that was a good snap.
Mm-hmm.
And that will force a punt. Now, the one time that they have tried to punt the football, the punter dropped it and then took a big shot, but he got helmet to helmet and bailed him out of a bad spot there. So let's see if number 4, how he can punt the football here.
It was actually a fortunate play for them there. The other drives have ended in turnovers, 2 of them on down, 1 of them on downs and 2 of them on turnovers. It's hard to believe they had that few possessions. We're this deep in the ball game. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. This is only their first possession of the second half. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, they had 2 turnovers, turnover on downs in the first half.
And the Pride will take a timeout. All right, they had 10 men on the field, so they took a timeout. They got it straight now. Now they'll be ready to punt. Low snap, taken on a bobble, blocked. Blocked and recovered by the Vipers at the 15-yard line.
First step of special teams is always a snap. Once the snap is bad, the timing's off. That's exactly what happened. The Vipers send everybody. They get the block, and they get good field position with 5:12 to go in the third quarter.
And that's the kind of play that really could turn this game over.
It could take a competitive ball game out of reach. And unfortunately, you see some of the Vipers doing a little celebration. I saw somebody posing like he's snapping pictures. It's like, okay, it's only 2 scores now.
But if they can run off a couple of minutes here, get it toward the end of the third quarter and score again.
Now the whole thing is, do you want to give them any bulletin board material, any locker room material? Because there's a chance you see these guys again in 2 weeks. And the Vipers have to play next week. The Pride don't. So the Pride will have their normal day of practice, and then you could see them practicing on Saturday night.
Having a problem with the chain gang over there again.
Looks like they're actually having a problem with physically the chain. And as they have it fixed, let's remind you that you're watching the Louisiana Pride telecast on Action News 17. You want to do the disclaimer about how this is the express property of the Louisiana Pride and all other rebroadcasts are prohibited?
Well, it sounds to me like you just did it.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, you know.
I was thinking about typing that up and having it ready for you.
First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Vipers once again going to hand off that little delayed handoff up the middle. He breaks a tackle. Could have been caught in the backfield. He's going to take it down and score.
Again, second effort, second chance, and that makes it 20-0 with 5:03 to go. And that's just killer. That's just killer. The Pride stopped them on their opening drive. That was a long, sustained opening drive to start the third quarter. They stopped them. Then they go 3 and out, the block punt, and the Vipers are right there.
And right there, Jones broke up the middle, hit him in the backfield, not able to bring him down, and nobody else was around. So once he broke that tackle, he was free and got hit about the 5, but forced his way on in, and we now have a 20-0 ball game, and that's a heartbreaker for the Pride.
Now, I noticed something earlier. I was noticing how empty the stands looked across the way. They had quite a few people over here that were smart enough to be sitting in the shade that are apparently Viper fans. They've gone over there to support their team who made the trek up from Springfield.
Vipers will go for 2. And that time, Morgan jumped the in route, which they have thrown successfully down around the goal line, and he tried to spin it back to the outside. He's down there complaining, trying to saying he was held, but nevertheless, no call, no PAT, and it is 20-0 Vipers. So the Vipers with the 20-0 lead here with 5:03 to go in the third quarter will kick it off.
Pride have 20 minutes to make up 20 points. As the Vipers are one step closer to clinching the number 2 seed.
Kick is free on the side, going to go out of bounds, and this time, wisely,
Yeah.
they just go ahead and kind of give it a little kick out of bounds, and that will be a draw the flag.
Now, they have the choice between make them kicking it again or they get it at that spot. Am I correct?
I think there's a yard line they get it at.
There's a designated, if not, it's supposed to be, is it the 35?
Not sure. Nevertheless, they're going to take it where it went out of bounds.
Which field position has not been a problem. You've pointed that out several times.
Typically, when you see a ball kicked out of bounds, it's deep down near the goal line, and they do bring it out, I believe, to the 35. But in this case, the ball went out of bounds further up than the 35, so you're going to take it right there.
Almost the 41-yard line, and this may be one of the worst starting field positions of the night, with the exception of the last drive for the Pride.
They have had excellent field position and have done nothing to take advantage of it. Somehow, just from the limited things that I've seen, Morgan is a playmaker for you. Throw a little ball in the flat to him. Let him try to get in some open field, maybe make something happen. You have to be able to complete the short passes for you to get anything down the field.
And look at him right there. You see the Malcolm pan to your left some, Malcolm? You see they have one man that's 15 yards back, but everybody else is up close. Okay, now back.
And they are just keying on the run
Yeah.
blitz right there. He's dropped for a 5-yard loss.
Nino's asking for his face mask. The officials obviously don't agree.
But you see the line of scrimmage. You've got Morgan out here on the wide side. Have your inside guy just go up the field and have Morgan go straight across, catch it, and go in behind him and see if you can make something happen.
Yeah, use Nino more as a blocker there than a ball carrier. That's a loss of 5.
2nd down and 15. Time ticking. 4:30 to go here in the third quarter.
Coach Randy Whitney standing down there by himself at the 32-yard line. You can tell the frustration.
And you can see the body language on the part of the Pride. They are dejected, and there's no energy level at all.
Obviously single coverage by the Vipers, and it makes perfect sense.
Now Morgan goes in motion, hand the ball off on a speed play, and that's what I was talking about. Not that anything will come of it, but get him in the open field, and there you go. Picks up about 13 and puts him in a 3rd and short.
Again, second effort there by Morgan. He is Mr. Second effort on this team.
Somebody with his speed and his athletic ability, you have to try to get him out in space. That time they ran the OA Meet Warrior speed play. He was able to come up the line and got upfield and made a big gain. So nice job by Coach Randy to get him in a play that uses his ability a little bit.
You remember the kickoff return, the second kickoff return of the ball game. Second effort there, second, third, and fourth effort, and now second effort here.
But here you're 3rd and short. It's almost like the goal line play. You have to get a first down here.
Yeah, there's
you have
no doubt
to take
about
advantage. Of course, they're going to go for it on 4th down, but still.
Yeah, punting has not been successful with the exception of penalties.
Get rid of the football.
Oh, man.
And he fumbles the football, and the Vipers will recover it. That situation, he has to throw that football out of bounds. You cannot take that sack there.
He was trying to make something happen, and unfortunately something happened, and it wasn't good. Sometimes you just got to take what you got.
Nevertheless, they will turn the football over, and it will be Viper football at the 35-yard line of the Pride.
3:03 to go in the third quarter play. It remains 20-0. As again, the Pride are in the playoffs already. They're hoping to not have to go up to Jackson. They're hoping to play down in Springfield for the game on June 15th.
Well, I have not seen the team from Jackson play, but I can tell you right now, this game is closer than the score is indicated. But unless they figure out a way to get something on offense, because they have had the advantages of great field position, they've had players open, drop football. They just haven't been able to put anything together on offense, and you're not going to win any football games if you can't score.
No continuity, no momentum whatsoever.
And now you see a tired Pride defense starting to get hammered right up the middle, fresh running back in the game. And picks up about 13 and a first down.
Vipers had some success with that to start the game. Then the Pride seemed to solve it, and now the Vipers, it may be attrition, although looks like they're both evenly matched on the sidelines.
Well, I think it is. They've spent a lot of time on the field, and they're tired. And usually when a team runs a football and they runs it and teams start opening it up, they start wearing, as they say, you wear them down. And that looks like what the Vipers have done here in this football game, have wore down the middle of that Pride defense.
That being said, it makes it a pretty quick moving ball game. It's only been almost 2 hours of real time.
Quarterback keeper around the right side, makes a nice cutback, and it's going to be knocked down at about the 11.
Nice block setting him free there by number 12, picked off number 5. That's number 5 was Trace Payton.
And another first down. It'll be first down and 10 from the 11. Or do they mark it at the 10? He was down at the 11, but they're marking the ball at the 10 yard line.
Why don't we check out our trusty dial-it-down guy?
It'll be first and goal from that spot.
You know what I'm glad to say, Daryl, though? I'm glad to see that we have a coaching staff on the side over there who says, hey, let's run the ball when we're up by 20 points.
Absolutely. Once again, handoff, fighting his way inside the 5, down to about the 4 yard line. It'll be second down and goal.
Looks like Pops and number 0, Bridgewater, in on the tackle there. But you're right, second down and goal with 1:05 to go here in the third quarter play. As we just cracked the 1 minute mark.
They'll have to run one more play before the end of the third quarter, up 20-0 and knocking on the door again, trying to put this one all doubts away.
It'd take a big play right now that ends up in 6 points going the other way to
keep this one interesting.
Yeah.
High snap, inside handoff again, and just keeping it simple.
And he's in there.
Touchdown, Vipers.
Yeah. 20 on the score. It comes, well, the clock keeps on running. I wonder if they were letting. And, yeah, the officials finally stopped the clock with 14.5 to go.
26-0. The Vipers will go for 2.
They are 1 for 3 on the evening. And I am very thankful for that deep woods off because we have not mentioned the mosquitoes that we had last time.
Injured player on the field. Now time for the 2-point conversion as Pop was able to make his way under his own strength off the field, limping a little bit.
Remember, he plays both ways. That is probably just a cramp.
Inside handoff again, and he is going to be stacked up. And he does get in, falls forward, and picks up the 2-point conversion.
And that's just the way this night, does that not epitomize the way this night has been for the Pride?
Now, the other touchdown was not put on the board yet, but it should be 28-0 Vipers with 5.6 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Vipers to kick it off here with 5 seconds left here to go before the end of the third quarter.
You're not going to mention the senior moment by our clock operator, Butch Lee?
No, we're going to let him slide.
Okay.
Butch got a little confused, thought that they had waved off the touchdown, but they had waved off the 2-point conversion, so it's 26-0. And a nice, trying to onside kick it. Nice play there by the Pride. They're going to turn it upfield. And we'll have the football down to inside the 25-yard line, and we're going to get a flag on top of it.
That's Trace Payton. That one may come back to bite you. Oh, now that needs to be an ejection.
There is another penalty.
Yeah, that 26 needs to go take a shower. What he just did, he needs to go bye-bye, if that is 26.
It is, but they're only going to call a unsportsmanlike conduct on it.
I wish we had a replay.
Nevertheless, the football is going to be marked all the way down inside probably the 10-yard line, so the Pride will have.
I mean, that's more than a penalty. That's darn near an assault. That was Trace Payton, the return man, who ended up picking up the onside kick at about, it was close to his own 50. He took it down inside the 25-yard line. And now, look, they're going to be marking it I'm trying to see where would they mark it. You're going to have.
It should be half the distance to the goal from the spot where he went down.
But
is going to be the.
Was there a live ball penalty and then a dead ball penalty?
No,
I saw three
don't know.
flags.
Yes, there should be. So that would be half and then half
And half,
again.
yeah. So
Should be inside the 10, but let's see them mark it off. I think they're a little confused at this point.
yeah, because I thought there was a penalty while the play was still in motion.
They're going to move to the other end of the field as we're at the end of the third quarter.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we let them figure it out while we're gone?
So after the smoke is cleared, you had two penalties, one a live ball, one a dead ball. From the 24, got them to the 12, half the distance to the 6. They'll have it first and goal for the 6-yard line. And number 26 for the Vipers, ejected from the ball game.
Yeah, we had a personal foul, and then we had a live ball personal foul, and then we had an unsportsmanlike conduct. So this is the Pride. They've got to put something together right here. I'm not going to say anything at all. I jinxed us last time.
Smith in at quarterback.
Morgan's with him.
Hand the ball to Morgan, going around the right side. Uses his speed to get to the outside. It's going to be knocked down at about the 1-yard line.
And you said you got to get something working with the running game. You also said you got to get the ball in Morgan's hands, and they did just that. The last 2 times he's touched the ball like that, something good has happened.
Well, they've shown the inability to really pound the ball up the middle, even though they have some size. This time, try to get it to the outside, let Morgan make a cut, maybe get in the end zone. Let's see if they go with the power right here, because Morgan is lined up to the still lined up to the left there. Smith, keeper, touchdown.
And there's your first offensive touchdown call for Daryl Smith there.
And Smith calling, a man named Smith gets 6 points on the board, so the shutout is gone.
And the offensive drought is over.
And the Pride take advantage of the penalty of the Vipers and have cut the lead to 20. They will go for 2.
I tell you what, you credit Trace Payton for the heads up on the onside kick. He could have just grabbed the ball and they could have had the ball at midfield, but his hustle play got him down to the 25-yard line. He took a beating, literally, but he set up the touchdown there. So, congrats to Trace Payton on that one there.
Well, there's a lot of time left here in the fourth quarter, but you look at that situation to where you had an ejection for the Vipers, which kind of aggravated the Pride. They have punched it in, so if they do meet in 2 weeks, a little something to build on.
And that is a distinct possibility. Do you go to Morgan again? No. Smith
on the keeper. Hit at the line of or through the line of scrimmage, hit at the goal line, but I don't think he'll get in.
Yeah, he was stopped just shy.
So 14:22 to go. It is Vipers 26, Pride 6. Pride set to kick off. Slow getting their special teams kickoff team on the field. But the first offensive touchdown in quite a while for the Pride. Let's see if they can go down now, maybe stop the Vipers and get the ball back and build on something, because like you said, no matter what happens, they will be in the playoffs and they will play in a couple of weeks.
Yep, it's just depending on where they're going to go. Nice block.
Nice block by 31 on Jackson, and a pretty good return there. Number 13, who caught the first 2 passes of the game, was able to bring it all the way across the field and get it out to the 45-yard line, where the Vipers will take over for first down and 10.
If you want any hope in this contest right now, you need either a pick 6 or a 3-and-out.
Yeah, it would be nice if they could force a turnover, but they at the least they have to stop them here. Don't let them burn. They can't afford to have time burn off. Even if they just pick up a couple first downs, it's going to take too much time off that clock, especially the way the Vipers have to run in the football here in the second half.
Yeah, the Vipers, again, didn't have much success in the first half, but I think they've worn down the Pride here.
Well, at this point, if you're the Pride defense, you almost got to say, guys, on the outside, you're on your own. We're going after the quarterback and going after the running back. We're going to do a run blitz, and you just have to make a play.
And you got 2 pretty good defensive backs out there. You got 2 guys on the corner that did actually get some attention from collegiate recruiters. Looks like a little confusion here, at least by the home team. Trying to see, do they have 11
They
men out
only
there?
had 10 on the field
Yeah,
now.
do they have 11 men out there?
Here comes number 11. The problem is they have a lot of little guys out there, and they've been pounding it up the middle. New quarterback in the game. Nice job by Morgan. Pass completed to number 84. He'll pick up 5, but he hit him immediately and dropped him for no further gain. But the new quarterback comes in the game and immediately starts throwing the football.
Yeah, I wonder what the rationale is on that. Obviously, we didn't see if the other guy got hurt or not. But
I think at this point, with this kind of a lead, they just want they don't feel the Pride offense scares them enough to where they can come back and score 3 times.
yeah, so basically getting some reps for the other guy.
Right, you never know what could happen in a playoff game if your other quarterback has to go out or gets hurt. You want to make sure this young man has some playing time and some reps. There he goes again. This time he'll hand it off. Nice cuts in the hole, and he'll have the first down.
Yeah.
Down to about the 44-yard line.
And just like the Vipers of Pride had basically 8 men in a box, but unfortunately they were unable to make the stop there. So it does move the chains.
Shifty moves in the hole there by the running back, number 20. And wisely so, the Vipers will take all the time they can getting their plays off. 13 minutes to go here in the football game. They have a 20-point lead, and they're inside Pride territory with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Run blitz coming. Looked like he might have got offside. Good job there by the quarterback as he beats him to the outside and will pick up a 1st down out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. That's just a nice job by the quarterback. Very athletic, very speedy.
Yeah, I think everybody was looking to see if there was a flag. He heads up. He ended up seeing what he could make out of it.
Well, he stepped up in the pocket and was able to shift the ball and get it to the outside and beat the end to the corner.
He ended up stepping out of bounds as well, stopping the clock.
Yeah, but as soon as they set the chains, they'll start it again. So, yeah, it'll save him a couple seconds, but he picked up another 1st down. And you can tell right now, fresh legs on this quarterback and tired legs for the Pride.
Yeah, this is one of these things where you have to get a turnover here. Now there was some movement there.
4 flags on the play, and I believe that is going to be a offsides against the Pride. Pride trying to time that snap and get in there and maybe try to force a fumble in the backfield, but this time got the flag for the offsides, I believe.
I think we can all agree they got away with the last one. They didn't get away with this one, so that's going to cost them 5 yards.
And I'm not sure what the discussion is over there. You had 3 different flags on the field.
Just trying to make the game a little bit longer.
They'll mark it off 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 5. Ball just inside the 30-yard line.
Now you see the sticks guy is moving again.
Another inside handoff and a nice cutback again. Has another 1st down.
That was 3 on the tackle. We've mentioned his name a few times tonight. That's Sean Moore. 1-3. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Ledbetter. Yeah, Ledbetter. Okay.
Well, one thing about it, you see some nice cuts in the hole by these running backs. They're very adept at cutting back against the grain and picking up those extra 2 or 3 yards. And it picks up a 1st down for the Vipers. And should they play again in 2 weeks, and should we have the fortunate to do the game, we have to get a roster for the Vipers because they're local kids too.
Yeah, no doubt.
And we haven't been able to call their names, and we apologize for that. Flag flies again. Legal procedure against the Vipers.
And if they were playing anybody else, we'd be rooting for them. No doubt. See, this is where we would normally depend on Cody Hardy, the public address announcer, to be filling in the blanks. But Cody is off for the night. Again, looks like the Battle of I-12 may be 2-0 this year as the Vipers look to go for the sweep of the Pride during the regular season.
First down and 15 after the legal procedure call. We are at 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Vipers on the move. Blitz coming and able to get out the blitz, and he's going to bring it to the outside, showing some speed. Got a receiver open. What a good catch there.
Did he catch that?
Number 13, pass thrown behind him, and he was able to reach back across his body, pull it in for a completion. Gets it down to the 15-yard line.
Well, I was questioning whether or not he caught it, but the referee in the middle of the field said he did, so that's good enough for me.
Be second down and 4.
9.5 to go.
Nice hands there. And once again, you get that quarterback rolling left, trying to throw back across his body. That's the hardest throw in football. And he was able to get it close enough for a great catch to be made by 13, and they pick up 6 and keep that clock moving. Tick-tock, tick. 9:15 to go here in the fourth. Playing keep away from the Pride at this point.
They're not going for blood. They're just getting some reps in. You got to like that. You got to appreciate that.
Bad snap. Quarterback's going to roll out and throw this one away.
Was he outside the pocket? Nope, he was not. So
well, that's not his call. He's going to say the ball didn't reach the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
But let's see, because the head referee will know if he was out of the pocket or not. This is going to be a close one, but the flag is on the field.
Does the ultimate call belong to number 96, though? That's the question. He's waving off the penalty.
And that's what he's saying. I had the best vantage point. He was outside the pocket.
So all for naught.
But that's okay. You'd rather see an official throw the flag, converse, and get it right than, like in the case of the Saints, nobody throws a flag and then there's nothing you can do. So good job out there by the officials at this point. Third down and 4 from the 15-yard line. This time they roll right, got a receiver open, completes the pass down inside the 10, down around the 5-yard line. And it'll be another first down.
He's wrestled down by Peyton, but not until he sets up an end goal situation as we approach 8 minutes to go in the contest.
And the official waved him as progress stopped, so it's in the field of play, so the clock will continue to tick. It will be a first and goal from the 3-yard line. And that was a nice throw and catch out there. Receiver got just enough separation that he zipped it in there for the first down. And the Vipers doing exactly what they wanted to do on this drive. Methodically marching down the field and eating time off that clock. You're not really throwing the ball up and trying to rub it in or anything, so this is good, solid football.
And it's relatively safe throws. I mean, they're not going deep. They're not trying to rub their nose in it.
And look for 2 or 3 runs here if it takes that to get it in the end zone. There's an offsides.
That was Ledbetter coming across the line. Half the distance ain't going to be too much, about 2.5 yards.
That'll get them down to about the 1.5 mark. 7:15 to go. It'll still be first and goal. And I would be surprised at anything if they don't just hand the ball off tackle here and see if they can punch it in.
At least that's what we're hoping that's what they do.
I mean, that's your safest play. It's the one you've been running the whole game. Keep going with it.
Yeah.
Got a big back in on the right side, number 9. Not sure if he's in because he's the pounded guy up the middle, but we'll see. And this time, number 30 retreats,
But he gets
drops back, and he bowls over the defender and gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, that's Peyton. He's going to be a little slow getting up, but that makes it 32-0 with 6:50 to go in a contest.
Well, he had to get in front of him with a head of speed, and 30 dropped his shoulder right there and forced his way into the end zone. It's 32-6 with the 2-point conversion to come.
They have made 1 out of their previous 4. Makes you wonder if they're going to try that onside kick again.
Well, what I have noticed, they've kicked the ball off last night. It's been the same guy who did both the onside kicks. When they kicked it otherwise, it was somebody different. So hopefully the Pride will see the same thing that I've seen.
Yeah.
Quarterback keeper to the outside. They stretch it out, but he's able to beat him to the corner and gets in for the 2-point conversion. Your score, Bayou Vipers 34, Louisiana Pride 6. 6:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. All right, the Vipers to kick it away. And
Lined up on offsides. You can tell. Is that number 12 up there? Whoever that is, right there, 22.
well, he was not offsides because the kicker actually had the T on the wrong marker. They're supposed to kick off from the 35, and this is number 9. The one, both times he's kicked off have been onside kicks. So I guess they don't want to kick it up in the air. So if he does kick it onside, I'm not sure it's a true, let's see if we can get the ball, but just keep him from getting, and that's what he does. And this ball is going to stay in bounds.
Yeah.
And
40-yard line.
Smith came up to try to get it, but it goes out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Now, I'm not sure if Smith's touched it or not, but the flag flew, so that means they think they'll get it 1st and 10 at the 35.
It's either 35 or the 40. I don't remember which one it is in the NFL. I quit watching the NFL a few years ago, but they're going by NFL rules. And it looks like they're going to set them up 1st and 10 at the 40. So what positives can you take out of this?
Well, to me, the positive has been the defense played really well in the first half, and even in the third quarter, they just wore down.
Yeah, until they got to the breaking point.
Offensively, later in the game, they started using Morgan a little more in open field, and I think that's something they have to expand on. But they have got to find a way to get rid of these stupid penalties at inopportune times. They're killers.
Yeah, and the turnovers, too. I mean, the turnover on the opening drive, the turnover after the the score for the Vipers. You know, the first 2 passes were intercepted.
Well, the one thing I will say about the turnover on the opening drive, you got 4 or 5 yards on first down, and then you throw deep on second down, and it was a bad throw. But maybe if the offensive coordinator's here, that's not the play call that you get. I'm not sure. And like I said, they haven't shown enough proficiency in the passing game to be taking those kind of shots. You have to get the running game going, make them come up, and then you might be able to take a shot.
And speaking of shots, you're going to see plenty of shots coming at Shaq Smith because the only thing the Pride can do now is play for Pride and throw the ball.
Well, the only problem with that is they were only rushing 4, and you got 5 linemen. They're not. You can't let them get there. You got to give him time to try to throw the ball down the field because that's all they're trying to do is throw the ball deep down the field. They'll give them the short stuff.
All day long.
But they keep the clock moving. 5:45 to go in the ball game, and the Pride not in a huge hurry. At this point, you're just trying to build a little momentum from that last touchdown to show that you can move the football.
Got Bridgewater and Morgan to this side. Can't see the number on the far side.
No, it's getting a little dark out here, getting a little hard to see those numbers.
Got 2 backs in the backfield, which is interesting. Well, that's more for protection, I guess.
Should be.
Yeah, one of those is Nino.
And there he had Morgan coming up the seam, and he threw the football behind him. And see, one of the problems you have as Shaq Smith as a quarterback, not real tall. So when you're trying to throw the ball up the middle, it's hard to see over some of those taller defensive linemen. That time he just threw it behind him a little bit. Had he hit him in stride, could have had a big gainer there.
Well, this is the final game of the regular season for the Pride, but let's hope that these kids, they learn from what they've done this year and decide to come back next year. At the end of the season, everybody signs a 1-year contract, and by a contract, there's no money involved. You're just pledging to play for the team.
Pledge your rights to that team for the season.
Yes. So let's hope that these kids all decide to come back next year. Again, as far as we know, this is the only semi-pro team, at least in the area, that gets media coverage. We've done a few Bayou Lacombe Cardinal games, but those were only on nights as the pass falls incomplete, where the Pride were not playing, where we could cover them.
That time, Smith trying to throw the ball deep down the field off of his back leg. He has to step up in the pocket and deliver that throw.
That's going to be 4th down.
Four and a half minutes to go here. It's 4th down and 11. The Pride going to go for it.
It just makes you wonder, if we didn't have 2 teams in the area, if we could put the talent together, what would one team be like? I mean, we saw the Lafayette team 3-4 weeks ago. Obviously the best team in the league, but they're the only team in Lafayette.
Smith throws the ball deep to the outside. It's picked off, and that will be Viper ball, but it was 4th down anyway.
Yeah, it's a 3rd interception. It's an interception, and it was taken down by Morgan on the tackle with 3:51 to go in the contest.
Well, just like at any level of football you want to find, say what you want. All the players are important, but the most important position on the field is quarterback. And if you got a quarterback that can complete some passes,
yep,
you're going to give yourself a chance to win. And you have to be able to, and the quarterback for the Vipers has shown a big arm and made some big plays in the passing game.
You got to get him the ball and let him throw it. Obviously, we wish good luck to the Vipers for the rest of the season. Again, if they win out, they are the number 2 seed according to Coach Randy Whitney.
But if I'm Coach Whitney and I'm the Pride, I'm thinking I wouldn't mind playing this team again in 2 weeks. I don't know about the Jackson team. Maybe they'd rather play them. But they're pretty – if you take away the fact that the quarterback, who is a quarterback for the Vipers, has played pretty well, and you've had a just shuffling people in and out. Their quarterback for the first game of the season, gone after 1 week.
Yep.
Then you bring in 2 or 3 different guys, and they have had no consistency at quarterback. That one position, these teams are fairly even.
They played the team the Knights in the week 2, right after the quarterback change, where Nino, who was hobbled with both a knee and a shoulder, it was 38-0. They did nothing offensively, but the defense looked very well. The defense looked as good as they could, considering they were getting no help from the offense. Now, if they played again, I don't think it would be 38-0.
Out of bounds, incomplete. Little double move there on the outside. The quarterback was going to drop back, but forced to go to the outside. When he did, the receiver went out and up. Bass just overthrown and incomplete. 3:43 to go. 34-6 your score. Vipers in total control here.
Again, the Vipers just trying to get some reps for their quarterback. The starter is out, so the second-team guy, who probably doesn't get to play much, just trying to work on the timing with the receivers. It's one thing to do it in practice. It's another thing to do it against live competition.
Hand off, big number 9, straight up the middle, and there's a flag down as they pick up about 6 on the play.
And then that location, that's generally where it's going to be holding. Now, I don't know if they've given Butch Lee the let's run the clock or not, but the clock is running.
I don't know what the flag's for, but they are.
Oh, it's against the defense. They're not calling it holding.
It must have been a.
Okay, let's look. It's going to be a 5-yard face mask. I thought
no,
they
it's
did.
going to be a 15-yard face mask.
Yeah, he didn't do the personal foul. I was looking at the white hat right there.
But he marked it off 15 yards.
Okay.
So it's a personal foul face mask that will give the Vipers a first down, and the clock still ticks. Under 3 minutes to go here in the ball game.
With knowing nothing of the officiating crew, I would like to point out that our head official is wearing 2 knee braces. He didn't give the personal foul signal, but it was a face mask penalty.
And if I'm the Vipers, I'm going to hand the ball off here 3 times in a row and get out of here. But no, they're going to throw the football. And I'm not. They're going to call it incomplete. It almost looked like the old tuck rule.
I'm about to say, that's tuck rule.
Which I think is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. If you go to throw and you're trying to pull it back in, it should be a fumble.
Now, they did stop the clock there. They let the clock run through the penalty, but they did stop the clock with 2:41. Now they start it, or at least they whistled to start it.
He just whistled the play clock start. He never wound his arm, but now Butch starts the clock anyway, and I don't think either team will complain at this point in the ball game.
It's been 8:35, 8:37 in real time.
Well, we started a little late,
yeah,
so probably
about
a little bit over 2 hours is going to take to play this football game.
Okay, a whole lot of confusion here.
No, Coach Whitney is complaining, thought it should have been a fumble. He's saying it was an incomplete pass.
He's a Patriots fan. He should know all about the tuck rule.
Hand off the right side, number 31. Spins away from one tackle. And a lot of arm tackling going on right now, but he's going to force his way inside the 20.
Attempted arm tackles. I think that was number 27. You can say finally wrapped him up. That would be Jacob Breeden, but not before he moves his sticks as we approach the 2-minute warning with the score 34-6.
Now, what I would like to see right now, if I'm the Vipers, You just kneel on the ball.
Mhm.
Just run this time out. You've got another game next week and then a playoff game. You get these kind of scores that are out of hand, and even though you're doing nothing wrong, you're running the football, it's easy for somebody to take a shot or get hurt here. No sense in doing it. Timeout on the field.
That's 2-minute warning.
1st and 10. Vipers staying in the shotgun. That was a 2-minute warning. And he is going to drop and throw the football over the middle. Looked like a receiver got held, and there's the flag.
Oh, come on now.
Let's see what the call is going to be, whether it was holding or pass
Yeah,
interference.
it can't be pass interference because it was uncatchable. Holding I can see, but still, can't you just let him go?
That one was in the open field and pretty obvious. You got to call it.
Yeah, the question is, if it's pass interference, it's going to be an end goal. If it's holding, it's half the distance because they're at the 19-yard line.
I think he called holding.
Okay.
Because he did reach out and grab him.
Yeah. And that's exactly what the call is. So it's 1st down and goal at the 9.
No, they marked the ball down to the 4.
You can't have a 15-yard holding penalty.
Exactly. Should have been half the distance to the goal. You hear some of the Pride players arguing, but he did not call pass interference. He called holding. I saw him make the sign from the backfield, but I don't know why the ball's at the 4 and not the 9. You're exactly right.
Yeah, unless it's a personal foul or an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, it's not 15 yards.
Nevertheless, they're going to give him the ball at the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal. Minute 22 to go.
Question is, are they just going to try to run it in, or are they going to try to throw? I agree with what you said earlier. Let's just see him take a knee and get the heck out of here.
And got one of the big linemen in the backfield, like Refrigerator Perry back there.
He just moved. Oh, he's taking a snap.
And the refrigerator, and he gets cut down. Good job there. Can't see the number. Looks like number 81 maybe. But
I don't know, but 66 he got fallen on top of. And you remember what you said earlier? You said something about injuries. And
there was no reason to be running this play. So you come in with a big man like that. What are you going to do? You're going to go low, and he landed on one of your players, and now you lose an offensive lineman maybe for next week and maybe longer than that.
And somebody just said something because we just saw a flag fly. He's pointing that way. He's pointing to the Vipers.
You never want to criticize because everybody's got a choice, but right there, this is what happens when you do things that there was no reason to be doing.
No, I mean, well, let's see what the penalty is here. There's an ejection for who, though? Okay, one of the Pride players is walking off, but we're trying to see what the penalty is.
Well, there's an injured player down on the field. We'll be back and clear it all up for you in just a second. And we are back, and it looks like the officials have called the game, so that's going to do it. Tonight's game from Albany High School, Jesse Fletcher Memorial Stadium, is the Bayou Vipers 34, the Louisiana Pride 6.